The past year has been challenging for all of us, but for 27-year-old Jack Gurecki, the singer and frontman for the rock band Ignite the Fire, the pandemic has been especially problematic.
I don't know how it works for neurotypical people, but socializing doesn't really come naturally to me, knowing how to socialize. So there's mechanisms that I fall back on. There's a lot of, I call them equations. Small talk plus funny joke here equals good conversation.
Diagnosed with Asperger syndrome at the age of 4, Jack sees the world in a very different way. He doesn't always understand the subtle nuances that make for social interaction. He has trouble with sarcasm and takes things literally. He can often come off as quirky, a little different.
Socializing is something that I need to practice in order to be good at it. Empathy seems to come as a given for someone who's neurotypical, and for me, it doesn't come as a given, so to speak. I notice that most people can empathize with each other just by looking at each other. It may fluctuate, it may be harder for some, it may be easier for some. For me, though, it definitely doesn't come naturally.
And while socializing may take effort on his part, he understands its necessity and the impact a lack of it can have on an individual.
I can't speak for everybody on the spectrum, but I can say that for me, there are times where social interaction is necessary. It's good even if we're not talking, even if we're just sharing the oxygen of each other for a while. That's all that matters. We like having somebody near us. We're social creatures. At the end of the day, we may be socially different, but we are still social creatures just like everyone.
Since joining the band nearly a decade ago, Jack has worked hard to become a powerful presence on stage, overcoming the challenges of his Asperger's and connecting with audiences who thrill to his soaring vocals. But he's concerned how the pandemic may change all of that.
This is one of the things that I'm worried about, losing these skills during the pandemic. My ability to socialize comes through practice. To go for a year and a half without practicing, it's kind of intimidating. At first it will be difficult. But I'm not somebody who lets things be difficult forever. If things are hard, I push back just as hard.
And despite his lack of social interaction this past year, he's excited about the band's upcoming show at Power Plant Live in Baltimore, Maryland on May 15th, the band's first in over a year.
What's most important to me is knocking the show out of the park. I want to make sure that anybody who comes to that show, pays money to be sat social distancing with masks on, is going to have the best time of their life. This is our first show back. For some people out there, this is their first time back, socializing, being in a concert again. I want to make sure those people walk away, blown away, happy from this experience.